40 grand, lots of money, especially if you're planning to spend it on a new car. 40 grand will give you a Volkswagen Golf from the factory, but pretty mid-spec. But it will also give you this, a Audi RS6 Avant C7. Blokes are already starting to write comments. "No, why is he testing a 10-year-old car now?" You know what? Because I'm tired of what all the manufacturers are doing today. They're just building boring cars, electric SUVs, and they look all the same. However, when this was built, those same manufacturers were in their prime. There were times at Audi where I think conversations like this took place. "Hans, let's slam a freaking V10 engine into a family wagon." However, already this generation of the RS6 was a sacrifice of downsizing. Previous generations of the RS6 had V10 engines, naturally aspirated V8. All of this gone due to emission regulations. This car has a 4-litre V8 bi-turbo engine. Still better than what most of the manufacturers are doing today. Mercedes. You've probably seen that video of two lads on the German Autobahn with their Porsche 911 racing an Audi RS wagon. They completely get smoked. And that's the funny thing about these Audi RS wagons. You don't see that they have 560 horsepower. To most of you, they would look just like any other family car. I found this car on a second-hand car marketplace, and it has done about 200,000 kilometers to it. Quite a lot. So, will this car break your wallet if you buy it? And is it used and abused, as you might expect? Let's find out. I mean, just take a look at this thing. The front can be described in just one word: aggressive. Take a look at this huge blacked out grille, carbon fiber down here, part of the optional carbon fiber package, and huge air vents down the side. Back here we have the Audi RS6's party piece, its rear end. I mean, take a look at it. It's massive. And the madness continues down here with these white fenders. Down here, loads of carbon fiber. And in case you don't have a girlfriend, you can fist your exhaust pipe because they're so massive. And now let's talk about the interior. And sadly, I have to say, this car with 200,000 kilometers done to it has a better interior than most of the new Audis. First of all, let's start with this beautiful seat. It's full leather, no plastic bottle vegan shit in here, and as a little bit of contrast, some red. Steering wheel is made fully from perforated leather. We can see this red contrast in here, and it's flattened out at the bottom. And I forgot to mention, in here you get carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber, and carbon fiber. And I totally forgot carbon fiber. Of course, this being a car from 2014, entertainment systems were not quite at that stage we have it today. Still, your display pops out. And there is your display. No touch at all, just some nice physical knobs and buttons to control it. Very nice. Now, of course, since this being a used car, we need to talk about maintenance. Here is the engine of the Audi RS6. As I already told you, a 4-litre V8 bi-turbo. And of course, you need to maintain that. And that's where the first trouble starts. You need around 3 to 4 grand per year to do that correctly. Go do all your services, oil changes. And of course, this car has 200,000 kilometers. So at one point, you're gonna repair something. So have that money in the back. If you do not service your car correctly, you'll probably end up like this pretty often. It's not about the engine, because that is pretty reliable. It's about you maintaining that thing. Down here, we have another pretty costly expense if you went for a used RS6 with that option ticked. I'm talking about the carbon ceramic brakes. So if you want to replace all 4 of that carbon ceramic brakes, and you have to do that at one point, you will pay more than 20 grand. So think twice about if you want to have that trouble. Apart from these 2 things, there's not much that can go wrong. Just talk to the owner. If he's a complete idiot and treated that car like he treated his ex-wife, or if he's an alright dude and can show you the service history. And one more tip. You might want to check out the gearbox when test driving it. It can sometimes shift a bit rough. I have now brought the Audi RS6 onto the German Autobahn because I'm really interested in how this car behaves, because it has 200,000 kilometers, just to remind you. And I think it's time to now pass onto the left lane. 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200 kilometers an hour, 210, 220, 230. This is mad. I just listen to the exhaust sound when I shift down. Top speed is 305 kilometers an hour in a wagon. That's crazy. I'm stunned by how this car drives. It literally feels like it had been delivered to its first customer yesterday. The steering is stiff, the ride is good, nothing to complain here, everything is as it should be. You don't feel that this car has done 200,000 kilometers. You could do long trips at decent Autobahn speed, 160 kilometers an hour, and after that drive you won't feel any back pain, because that car is made to be comfortable. And that's great. But when you drive an RS6, you most likely won't always drive it on the Autobahn, you will also drive it on some country roads, and that's what I want to test next. Something you immediately realize once you pull off the motorway is that the ride changes. On the motorway, it's smooth, it's relaxed, it's alright. But on a country road, the ride is hard, it's bumpy, it's not comfortable at all anymore. And that of course might be connected to the road. The Autobahn is well maintained, smooth surface, and not every country road is like that. You have speed bumps, potholes, all of that kind of stuff. But also, the Audi RS6 is made for the Autobahn, as mentioned. It's not made for country road drivers and ploughing through city centres. Definitely not. But still, once you go to dynamic mode, this car is an absolute monster also on country roads. Because of the quattro all-wheel drive system, this car won't go off the road. You can plow through corners at 120 kilometers an hour and that car will just do it. Just a small side note, that happens when you drive this car over a speed bump in the city. Right, after many killed insects on the Autobahn, it's finally time to come to a verdict. Can you buy this car with 200,000 kilometers? Definitely. This is well maintained. You should of course keep that going, but other than that you won't have any issues with that car. It will have a beautiful family car with lots of horsepower, and it just looks goddamn cool. And in case you're wondering, why is he talking about family cars now? I don't have a family, I'm single, I'm not interested. Well, don't be too quick on that one, because that car will attract the girls. And in the backseat of that car, you can produce incredibly good children. And you can carry them to kindergarten some years later.